This is the Comica BoomX-U2 wireless UHF lav microphone system. Let's take a look and see what we have in the box. All right, the first thing I can say is that this is an incredibly nice case. We have a sort of pleather handle, a nice thick cloth bag. Let's open it up here. We have the instructions. All right, we have the two transmitters and the receiver. Let's see if I can actually get that in focus there. There we go. Let's see what else we have in here. All right. First we have, this is a TRS cable, so this is for hooking into your camera. I'm going to bet this is a TRRS cable. And yes, it is. This is a TRRS cable, and that's for hooking into something like your smartphone. Next, we have a USB-C charging cable. Oh, this is nice. This is a mini to XLR cable. So if you wanted to plug this into something like a audio recorder, that's nice. You don't see that in a lot of these packages here. And here, I believe, is going to be our first lav mic. And it is. There you can see it here. It has a nice little Velcro strap, reusable Velcro strap. That's nice to see. We also have a little clip on the plug there, provide a little more security. That's a fairly large lav mic. And here's the other one, which I took out of the bag earlier. And what do we have here? I believe these are going to be our little small dead cats or wind muffs. And they are. Now, if you notice there, the little square, so it looks like these are going to be for the mics that are built in to the transmitters and not the lav mics, which is fine. So we can put that on here. Yep. That goes on pretty easy. And here's the other one here. All right. All right. And that is everything that comes in the bag. All right. This is a test of the Comica BoomX-U with the built-in mic on the transmitter. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. This is an audio test of the BoomX-U2. This time we're using the included lavalier mic. It snowed, rained, and hailed the same morning. The swan dive was far short of perfect. The colt reared and threw the tall rider. One of the great things about the Comica BoomX-U is how incredibly lightweight they are. For example, I've got my GH5S there on the gimbal, plugging this guy in on the top. And there's almost no difference in my gimbal. It freaked out for a minute there when I was attaching it, but there's almost no change in the balance of the gimbal. It's a real advantage, the lightweight nature of these units. One of the features that's a real standout on these Comica BoomX-U devices is that the only one I know of that has these antennas that you can fold out on the transmitters. And you have the same antennas on both sides on the receiver unit. What that's going to do is give you a much, much further range versus, say, for example, the ones that are built on the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi technology. Easily, you can get to 100 feet or more. If you stay within line of sight and have the antennas on each unit facing each other, you can even go further than that. This is also one of the few units that actually has a mute button. That's that button right there. So for example, let's say you're shooting a wedding or something and you have a bride or groom that needs to take a little bathroom break. Instead of completely shutting off the units on them, you could just have them click the button and they're muted. Really, two standout features on this system. Now, just like on some of Comica's other units, they have a built-in microphone. So if you just wanted to clip this system without a lav mic at all, you're good to go. And honestly, the quality coming out of this microphone might actually be even a little bit better than the lav mic. And speaking of lav mics, you can see the mic jack right there. And then right next to it is another hole. And what that is a security. So when you fully plug in the included lav mic, and now you're fully protected, this thing is not going to slip out. That is something that I don't think I've seen on these other small wireless lav mic units. And of course, both the receiver and the two transmitters have this clip on the back. For the transmitters, you can use that to clip onto someone's lapel or their shirt, or even down on their belt if you're using the lav mic up near their lapel. Or on the receiver, what this is really useful for is that just happens to be the perfect size to slip into the cold shoe mount, just like I showed you on my GH5S earlier. This system actually has a super useful screen on it. You are getting everything from your signal strength to the transceivers, the channel that the transmitter is on, the battery life of both the receiver and the transmitter, and you're also getting audio levels as well. And it shows this for both receivers. One other feature that is fantastic and something that I'm going to find incredibly useful is the fact that you can take both signals coming from each transmitter and you can put them on their own mono channel. And you do that by going into the menu and you scroll to what you want. There's your output mode, and you can change that from mono to stereo. And now you're getting each signal on their own channel, or have them mixed together in the stereo mix. Really useful feature, especially if you've mic'd up two different people and each person has a sort of different loudness to their voice. You can set the individual levels to each person.